Hey everyone, this is Michael Wang. Today we're gonna install Oracle SOA Suite. So if you have not downloaded the software, so you go to edelivery.oracle.com. So here I already logged in. So you go there and search for Oracle SOA Suite and search for Oracle Fusion Middleware 12c infrastructure or Weblogic. You will come up with something like that. So add to your cart and you hit continue and you agree. So you will have something like that. Okay, so here we need to select this one. So for the middleware infrastructure one, so we select the Oracle Fusion Middleware infrastructure. So we click download and it will start download. I already downloaded the software. So after you download and you move to the copy the files to the server. So I already downloaded and moved to the server. So okay, let's connect to the server. Okay, another thing you need to download is the GDK. So okay, so you can just do a simple search on Google and you will end up somewhere here. So you select the Linux x64. So this is the RPM version. Okay, so you can select the compressed account version, which is a something .tar.gz. Okay, I already downloaded that. So here we are on the server. So roughly there are two steps. So install the software, then create the domain. So installing the software include 3 steps. So we need to install the GDK, then the Weblogic, and then the Oracle SOA Suite. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let me clean up some. Okay, I already downloaded. This is a GDK. So infrastructure, so middleware infrastructure and Oracle SOA Suite. So I already downloaded all of the software. So first step, we need to install the JDK. Alright, so I want to install to /app01/product. Okay, so after you download it, become a .tar.gz. So all we need to do is untar this. Okay, so I give the full path. And the file name of the JDK. So this is just like a zip, unzip on the Windows. So we'll end up with a folder basically. So this is the JDK. So let me make a soft link. This step is not necessary, but this is for convenience. So I basically make a pointing the JDK to JDK 1.8 or something. Alright, so the next step is install the infrastructure. So let's go to the software folder. Okay, so let's unzip that. Okay, it produced a tar file. Alright. So here's how we run the jar file. We just need to run the jar file. So it will pop up the window for the installation. Alright, just click next. So let's browse. So basically you can install to anywhere you like. So but we're gonna install here. So here is my directory /app01/product. So I'm gonna install all of my software products here. So let's call it SOA 12.2.14. So that's 12.2.1.4. That's a version. So the reason I have this 12.2.1.4 is so in the future if I come to this folder, so I can tell what is the version just from the name. Next. Click next. So it's doing some pre-check. Next. So just click install. Okay, so it's 100%. Click next. So this is just a summary. Click finish. So now, the WebLogic is installed. Alright, so next we gonna go install the Oracle SOA Suite. Again, so we're here, so we unzip the software. Say yes. Now we start the installer. Next. Okay, so here we're gonna select the same directory we selected for the WebLogic. Next. So here we click the BPM. So you can select the SOA Suite 2 just for SOA Suite, but BPM has a BPM component. Just doing pre-check. Next. Okay, just click install. 100%. Click next. Finish. Alright, so next steps, so we need to run the RCU to create the users and tables. Okay, so we already installed the software. So we go to the Oracle Home, Oracle Common bin folder. So there's the RCU. RCU means repository creation utility. So that's just a tool to create the users. I just click next. Next. And so here I need to input my database information. Okay, 1821. Next. Okay. So here I need to give a prefix. So let's call it SOA dev. Let's click this SOA Suite. So you will notice there are some other are selected automatically. You click next. Okay. Okay, so here you give a password for those users, schemas. So you can select different password for different schemas, but for simplicity, so here we just use the same password. So here, for testing purpose, you can just select small, but if your production or you have a larger system, you can select medium or large. Okay, just click next. Okay. Okay, just click create. Alright, so it's finished. Just click close. Alright, so now we're ready to create the domain. Okay, so we need to go to the common bin folder, run the config.sh. Okay, so we are creating a new domain. Okay, so domain location. So here's so let's browse. So you can see by the default it's under the Oracle home we just installed. But if you want to upgrade, when you do the upgrade, so you will have a new Oracle home. So you don't want this domain sitting in the old Oracle home. So we're gonna select a different place. Okay, so we call it SOA domain. Okay, so we select the Oracle SOA Suite reference configuration. Okay, next. If you select something, so you can come back to rerun this config.sh. So you can select the extended domain. Okay, so here we select the database. Alright. So again, so we can okay, so here, so we gave a password for the Weblogic. You need to write down the password, so you will need that later. So here we select the production. So at work we should almost always select production. So you can see here, so we you can select which DDK. So let's go by the default. So okay, so here we need to connect to the database again. So we need to input the database information. So here, the schema owner. So remember we gave a different prefix. So we call it SOA dev. That's our prefix. Leave the underscore stb there. So here you need to input the password you just set in the previous step. We input the password, click the get RCU configuration. So we'll try to connect to the database. Okay, so let me try to type the password again. Okay, so I typed the password wrong previously. So click next. Next. So it tests the connection. Tests if it can connect to the schemas. So you can. So if you're sure it can connect, you can click cancel testing too. Okay. So it's finished. So click next. So next. Okay, so next. Let's click next. Okay, so node manager username password. So for simplicity, we just give the same username and password as a Weblogic console. So here you can give a different port cluster. So this is if you only have one managed server, you don't really need, but here we created one anyway. Let's click next. Next. So here, so you click the arrow, you're gonna move to the right. Next. Machine. Okay. So let's call it SOA. So I want to give a different port. Okay, let's see. So click the arrow to move to the right. Click next. Next. Okay, so you can take a look and click next. Next. So great. Okay, 100%. Click next. Finish. Okay, so now we created the domain, so we need to start it up. So remember we created our domain here. So we can see there the SOA domain here. Go to the bin folder. So you can see there are some scripts. So start Weblogic, it will start the admin server. Start the node manager. Or you can start the managed servers. Start component. Okay. So we need to first start the node manager. Okay, so it started, but I just killed that, so because I need to have it run on the background. So I restart it again. So it's up. So it's running on the background. Okay, so now we start the Weblogic. So it asks my username, password. Okay, so it's starting. Alright, so as soon as we see the server state change to running, so that means the admin server is up. So let's see if we can connect. So start a browser. So we have let's go to the console. Okay. Alright. So you put the Weblogic username, password. So we logged in. So you can click servers. So that will show the status of all of the servers. So I have two servers. One is the admin server, one is the managed server called SOA server 1. So you can see the SOA server 1 is down right now. It's shut down because we never started. Okay, let's see. Click Control and select the SOA server 1 and click Start. Okay, say yes. So you can click refresh. Okay, so it started. So if you click that, and you can browse, and so you can look at the threads. Okay, so another interface. So for the middleware is the EM, so middleware control. So we can go to, instead of console, we type EM. Okay, so again, login using Weblogic. Okay, so we logged in. So we can see both servers are up from here too. So we can browse. So we have if you notice, so we have a SOA section here. So that's specifically for SOA. So if your SOA server is not running, so this part will not show up. Alright, so here you can deploy. So if you have some SOA codes, you can deploy. So another test we can do is here. We can test the SOA infrastructure. So that is running on the SOA server, which is a different port. So SOA infra. You log in at the Weblogic again. Alright, so there are no composites deployed to the platform. So because we just installed it, we have not deployed anything. So if you have composites deployed, it will have a list here, so you can click